Welcome back into Studio 10. We've got a whole lot to cheers to on this very special Monday, and what better way to do that than with a wonderful beer, right? That not only tastes good, but we're going to talk about why it's for a really great cause.
That's right, because that's exactly what's happening between the Saugatuck Brewing Company and the DNR. And joining us from each are, of course, John and Patrick. How's it going, guys?
It's going great. Thanks for having us.
Awesome. Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much for joining us in this afternoon. But the two of you are pairing up to protect Lake Sturgeon. Now, tell us about how these fish are in really big danger right now.
Well, Lake Sturgeon are real unique because they grow very, very slow. So they're like a quiet giant that are, in the lakes that most people will never probably see. So to get a mature breeding size sturgeon takes decades. So if they're overfished or overharvested, it is really easy to deplete the population.
Yeah, so why is it so important that you guys are teaming up to help? I know growing up when I'd go into fish hatcheries, I would see how big these lake sturgeons get that, like you said, take decades to grow. So what do they do for the Great Lakes that we need to protect them?
Well, so the partnership like we have with Saugatuck is great because they interact with an audience that sometimes we don't interact with, and we interact with an audience that maybe they don't always. So we're able to kind of share audience, and then basically just have a really exciting platform to spread knowledge and show people what's going on in their state that they may not be aware of.
That's right. Now, John, you're also helping by releasing the Lake Street Light Lager, a brand new beer that we're so lucky to have here today in studio. Now, talk about how was this inspired by Michigan and Lake Sturgeon?
Yeah, so as a lifestyle brand, Saugatuck Brewing, all of our brands kind of tie back to things that are Michigan and things that people are excited about. And the outdoors in Michigan, you can't find anything that people care more about in this state.
Yes.
And partnering with the DNR has really allowed us to kind of bring our noise to the party and really help them explain what's going on. A lot of these things people don't understand the impact that they can have.
Well, we are glad that you guys are partnering together. So, since you have the beer in front of us,
It would be a shame not to try it.
You gotta
Since you said it, I mean, why not? So why don't we all take a small little beer together?
Yes. And then before we take a sip, what should we be tasting? Obviously, it's more of a light lager.
So this is a light lager, which is the largest style of beer.
Okay.
And so that was why we wanted to put the relationship with this beer, because it extends to so many more people.
Okay. Awesome. All right, can we all do a cheers?
All right, cheers to you guys.
Cheers.
Yes. And I know you've already tasted it too.
I have.
All right. Okay, let's try. Ooh. Okay, from a Michigan girl like this. This is so good. Okay.
It's easy to drink.
Easy to drink, light, crisp that you get from that lager, but
And the best thing is there's a lot of light lagers out there, but when you choose this, you get a great beer and you get to help.
yes, exactly.
That's awesome, absolutely. Now, talk a little bit more about how also this beer really does help the Lake Sturgeon program too.
So for every case of beer, so every time you drink one of these, Saugatuck Brewing is going to be donating resources and profits to the DNR to help fund their activities.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, and that's obviously really needed for research and all of that.
It is, and and it can go toward research, it could go toward infrastructure, it can go toward something even as simple as buying fish food for the hatcheries that are raising and breeding these fish to release to be grown in the Great Lakes. So it's more about the information sharing than it is the financial. While we're certainly excited about that as well, telling the story is really a huge part of the story, or a huge part of the partnership.
Yeah, and we know that sturgeon are such an important part of our ecosystem, so it's great to know that everybody all across the state of Michigan are really inspired and really passionate about making sure that they're still alive, healthy, and able to feed our Great Lakes.
And we've already seen success too that you guys have done with the Rainbow as well last year, right?
Rainbow Rodeo IPA,
Yes.
and that was to help draw attention to habitat restoration in our trout population.
Yeah, and so let's hopefully we get that success again with this fabulous beer as well.
That's right, and I know we got our hands on it early, but tell us where and when we can expect to get this.
So it's going to be, we're releasing it this week.
Okay.
And so it'll be at your local liquor stores and bars and restaurants throughout the state.
Awesome.
Well, thank you both so much for joining us here again today. And let me tell you, this is so good. I want to do one more cheers with all of us.
Cheers.
But thank you so much for
Thanks for
joining us
having us.
here
Thank you for having
today.
us.
Yes,
Thank you.
of course. And all the information is right on your screen, but keep up the amazing work for everything. But continuing on here on Studio 10.
That's right.